Hey everybody, it's your girl Tiffany. I know it has been a while since I uploaded a video. Um, I kind of got drove. With the last video that I did, they like screwed it up so bad. Um, and it took me forever. I had to like pay for subscriptions and things to try to recover the video that like did not work, which was totally bogus. They just kind of like blocked me from being able to fix the skipping around. Like, it was nothing wrong with the video. It was just kind of skipping, and like the audio and the video wasn't syncing properly. And so, yeah, they like totally jacked it up. I spent like a week trying to recover the video. So I apologize about that. And I went back and forth a whole lot trying to figure out if I was just going to redo the video, which I think I am, because obviously these powers that be and those that are working against me did not want me to get that message out. So obviously it was a very touchy subject, which I was talking. The name of that video is Many Proclaim Christians Ain't Saints, They're Satanists. Okay. But anyway, so I may touch on a bit of that I spoke about in the last video tonight, but it's been crazy. Okay. So like, my targeting is still the same. I'm still being stalked, harassed, followed, watched, illegally surveillance, and invaded and violated on a daily basis. Like, um, they do any and everything that they can do to try to sabotage and ruin my life. So it's just been constant. But like, between trying to work, take care of my pets, take care of my daughter, that's just kind of all I've been doing, and trying to like figure out some other things that I'm working on and I'm getting ready to start on. So yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna talk about a bit of this and a bit of that tonight. Well, this morning, because it's like in the wee hours of the morning. Y'all should be in bed, but you know by now, because I'm a target, um, they deprive me of sleep on the regular. So that's another thing that has been constant and going on. Um, I think I've spoke on it before, like when I first started being targeted. First of all, I've never had a problem with insomnia, like at all, ever. And I wouldn't have a problem with sleeping now if it was not for them doing what they're doing. Like, I would not lose sleep over them at all. But when I first started being targeted, I was able to get to sleep between like midnight and 1, and that went from till about 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., and that went from in between 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And then it got to between 3 and 4 a.m., 4 and 5 a.m., and now it's like literally 6 o'clock in the morning before I'm able to literally force myself to sleep. If I um, don't do something to purposely make myself drowsy and get some sleep, I kid you not, I would be up 24 hours a day. And so, and like usually what happens, like I'll get to sleep and um, I maybe get 2 or 3 hours, if that. Like today, which were yesterday, I went to sleep at like 6:30. I was back up at like 8 o'clock, and they use this illegal technology to try to force you to stay awake and keep you from getting any rest at all. So I take this sleep aid, which I hate because I don't like putting any substances in my body at all, because I don't like the crap. But I do it to force myself to get some rest. And then like I'm literally running off of fumes, okay? Just like a few hours of rest, and then I get up and we have to get ourselves together. I go to work, I do whatever I got to do for the day, come home, take care of pets, so on, so forth. And it's the same thing like every day. So it's crazy. But anyway, so that's what's been going on with my targeting. Like, it's really crazy. If you are a real target, it's constant, it's nonstop, it's 24 hours a day, it's 7 days a week, it's 365 days a year, and it's just constant, repetitive, nonstop garbage. It's the same crap, same little psychological operations they run like every single day. Um, these people are like highly intimidated by me, um, envious of me, jealous of me. They just like anything that they can do to try to hate on me is what they do. Here lately, they've started back up with their ops are calling my phone, driving past my house, just stopping by my house. I don't see anybody. I have no friends. I have no family. I have no company over. I have no lover. No nothing like that. And I'm like catching people like just sneaking and creeping around my house, popping up at my house unannounced. I don't answer the phone for anybody. Um, and because I know they're ops and I know they are working against me, so I don't want to hear the BS and the lies, because they're very deceptive. Okay, and I know this, and they know I know this, but they're puppets. So whatever their handlers tell them to do, that's what they do to try to whatever work against me. Um, and I literally had somebody pop up tonight, and I'm like, why are you stalking me? Why are you? You don't even live in this area. You don't work in this area. Like, why? You don't pop up at people's house unannounced. So, like, this is the crap I'm dealing with. This is what's going on. And, the random texts, the random calls. And it's just a bunch of BS, especially coming from people that don't care about you, don't love you, don't even like you, not attracted to you, and you know that they are clearly working against you. So, like, no. But this is what I deal with on a daily basis. And of course, anytime I leave the house, they have people who are coming and going and leaving at the same time I leave. When I come home, I look like sometimes I work really late. Sometimes. And it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter what time I come home. Um, the street can be completely clear, especially if I work at night and it's nighttime and I come home and like majority of my neighbors are like older. They're way older than me. They're up in age and different things like that or whatever. So I know they're coming and going and their work schedule isn't on my schedule. So like when I come home and things like that or whatever, I kid you not, the streets can be clear. It should be quiet. Most of the people around that live in my area, they're in the house and things like that. I kid you not. Sometimes I'll just sit in the car and just see, and I'll count it out, and I'll tell my daughter, I'm like, watch this. And the ops, they just start driving by down my street. They'll turn, they'll stop at the stop sign. I live in the first house on the corner, so they'll just stop and sit there and watch. And it's like they got to report to their handlers, oh, she's made it home now or something. And they just sit there and they watch me and they drive by. And, they have, their things they try to sensitize you to, with the color codes. And it's just a bunch of garbage. It is a headache to be targeted. Okay, so this is what I'm going through on a daily basis. However, what I want to talk about tonight, there's a lot that has been going on. When you don't hear from me, like because of the fact that I'm highly intuitive, I am empathic and different things, I'm taking a lot of different things. And just because I don't come on here, you don't see me, you don't hear from me, doesn't mean that I'm not doing anything, okay? I'm listening and I'm watching like all the time. So I'm really tired of the BS. And other people, I mean, they are who they are. They probably can't speak the way I can speak, and you're not going to stop me from speaking, so I'm going to say it because nobody else is saying it. So, what we're going to deal with tonight is a few different things because I'm really tired of the BS, and they probably can't speak this way, but I can. So, I'm just going to tell you how a TI is. Right now, first of all, I get very pissed off with the fact that, and let's get this understood, I am not so special that I am the only one who is being targeted. There, I have said before, there are hundreds of thousands to millions of other people who are targets, okay? This is being funded, organized, orchestrated, and operated by the government, okay? And true enough, people whom you are related to, people you have associated with, worked with, whom you are around, complete strangers have been recruited and are being manipulated and or triggered or coerced to participate in this harassment against you. But make no mistake, this is a psychological operation, human experimentation, social experimentation, illegal artificial intelligence technology that is being used against American citizens, and not even just American citizens, because this is going on all over the world. But let me tell you this, it pisses me off that I am under illegal 24-hour surveillance every single day. You are watching me, you are following me, you are stalking me, you are harassing me. This is the 6th month, okay? And we all know how the satanic powers that be love they sixes. I'm getting real sick and tired of the fact that I am a targeted individual. Now you don't really bother me like that. You are an annoyance and you completely ignorant. And it's sad that we have to live in a world like this and we are being tortured and terrorized by our own government, who are domestic terrorists, who are cold-blooded murderers, who don't give a damn about human beings or mankind or society at all. That's bad enough. But all this month, nobody stops and pay attention. And I'm tired of the fake ass news media with their old scripted ass responses. Somebody needs to say it. All this month, there has been nothing but babies dying. You mean to tell me you so illuminated, you so smart, you so technical, you got your hackers, your stalkers, your harassers, whoever you got on your payroll, your witches, your psychics, your whoever you working with, watching me, following me, invading and violating all my privacy, all up in between my business, but you just don't know nothing at all about these babies dying, huh? People are still coming up missing, and people are dying by the dozens every single day. But you ain't doing a damn thing about it. You're using time, money, and resources to illegally invade and stalk and harass targeted individuals all over this world. Let me break it down for you. Most recently, 6-year-old in the 6th month, 6-6, 6-year-old found in a storage container in a hotel, murdered, dead. 4-year-old found on the side of the street, allegedly. Video surveillance captures a dude taking him out of his bed, and later that next day, he's found dead on the street, 4 years old. Here recently, what is her name? Is it Bailey Tristan or Tristan Bailey? Nevertheless, cute little teenager, stabbed 114 times, dead. Okay? People are dying every single day, and you are using illegal technology to stalk and harass American citizens who have not been charged with a crime, who have not done anything wrong. You are invading and violating our human rights every single day. And I'm going to tell you something else that nobody else is talking about, okay? Because there's many more cases than that. But those are the ones that happened recently in your news. It's bullshit. Y'all need to understand. Regular, everyday, average Joe people are being targeted. And you have targets on different levels. There are people who have been targets for many years. Many of these people in these high profile cases that you see, These people are under mind control. They are being set up. They have been brainwashed. They're under mind control, and many of them have been triggered to commit the crime if they committed the crime. It is a absolutely horrible thing what happened to that little teenager. That teenage girl who was stabbed 114 times. But let me tell you something. It takes a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and a long time to stab somebody 114 times. And then walk off like nothing has happened. You got known serial killers, okay, who ain't that calm, cool, and collect after that type of a murder. And you want the world to believe it's a horrible thing what has happened to her. But I'm telling you, that shit is set up. And the powers that be is all over it. That boy is being set up. He is way too meek. He is way too sensitive, and he is way too submissive. That same boy you want the world to believe was so enraged, stabbed that girl 114 times. She was set up to be sacrificed, and he was set up to be sacrificed. That boy is under mind control. They are setting him up, and they setting his mama up. These people, without probable cause, went to search this boy's house who lived with his parents. Okay? Had no probable cause. Even only thing that they knew was that they were friends and they were seen together. The last time she was seen, they were seen together. Okay? That's all they told you. That is not probable cause to get a warrant for somebody. That is not probable cause to search a person's house. Now, what you could have done is call his parents and say, hey, can you bring him down here so we can talk to him because he's friends with this girl. You know why that's not right? Because if that was the case, they would have went and searched every supposed friend that she had. They didn't do that. They ran up in that boy's house like it was a full-grown ass man and searched him. So now I'm already figuring, I'm like, this boy is being set up. And his parents in on it. But no sooner in setting him up to be down for the sacrifice, he's under mind control. I can clearly tell. Them people went in there. They had that boy sit in a police car, not in handcuffs. They set him in a police car. He still had his phone. He took this picture that went viral. Okay? While they went up in his house searching when they didn't even have probable cause for a warrant. How do you get a warrant for somebody that you have not even questioned yet? You had no probable cause, no reasoning for even searching his parents. That's not his house. That's his parents' house. You had to have, do you know, to get a warrant, it has to be signed off by a judge, and you have to have probable cause to get that warrant. You can't just go search people's houses because folks is friends with people. Now, like I said, you could have talked to them. You could have questioned them. Them folks went up in them people's house. And the only item they claimed they found in this boy room was a bloody t-shirt. Now, let me tell you, no sooner than I'm like, not only was that girl a sacrifice, he a sacrifice, and his parents is in on it. They setting the mama up. They done charged the mama, talking about she's covering up evidence. And what they using by that is saying that this woman went in there because she washed a pair. She's a mother. Mothers wash and clean and do a whole lot of things. You have no probable cause to arrest her, to hold her, or any damn thing else. Now, think about this. They say that this woman washed his bloody blue jeans. How you know they were bloody? Did you see them? How you know they were bloody if she washed them? Don't all mothers wash? Now, let me ask you something. This is what they charged the mother with. This is how you know this shit is set up. Because if she washed the bloody jeans, how in the hell come she didn't wash the bloody shirt that you claim you found in his room? It's a setup. The 4-year-old boy, there's a white family. Now, when I seen them, the older son, first of all, is about 5 teenagers in the house, and they older teens, and the mama. The oldest son got on speaking to the media. I can tell how he talk, how he walk, how he act. White boy. But you can tell he been around black folk all his life and he like black folk. Because he kind of speak like us. And he kind of act like us. When I seen the mama, she is a stone cold fiend. She is a meth addict. You can spot it from a mile away. Not only that, the black boy, they knew him. Not only knew him personally. He had them been over there before, kicking it with them before. And I said off top, not only do they know this boy personally and he was familiar with that house, but I would not be surprised if he was supplying dope to the mom. The chick is a fiend. I can spot him from a mile away. You ain't telling me nothing. So they showed the video. This boy was so familiar with the house. The night he went there, he went directly to them boys' room. They had the little nanny cam in the room. There's a set of twin boys. They sleep in the same bed. This boy, I knew he had been there before because he was familiar with the house. If it's black dark in a house and you are breaking in, you don't know who you gonna run into. There was 5 teenagers in that house and the mother. That's 6. Now, they never did say who exactly them twin boys belonged to, but when they started the story, they claimed that them boys was not actually that woman's, but she was taking care of them for somebody else for some fucking reason. Watch the video. The boy was familiar with the house. He not only went in there, but he went directly to them boys' rooms. I would not be surprised if the mama, in a high, geeked up state of mind, offered them boys for some dope. This is what happened. That boy went in there, black dark. He is under mind control. You can tell by the video. That boy walked in that room, walked in that house, walked directly to that room. He knew exactly what door to go in. He knew his way around the house. He stood there before them boys' bed and he just looked at them. The boy got to looking around. He was looking up. I could tell they was using voice to skull. He was listening to somebody beaming something in his head. This is how voice to skull works, people. I knew somebody was communicating with him because he was looking around and he got to point to his head. Right before he looked down at the boy, he pulled the cover back, he stepped back. The boy was like scared. He was being told what to do. Right before he picked the boy up, he covered his mouth like this. Like almost like a person, oh, I can't believe. That's how he was covering his mouth. He reached down, he picked up that boy, he was holding him out like this. Now, anybody with a baby, no, when you hold a baby, you hold them facing you and a hand on their back and a hand at the bottom of their legs to hold them upright. This is a 4-year-old boy now. He wasn't in. This is a 4-year-old boy. He holding them out like this, away, like almost away from him. As that boy walked out, he got the boy lover symbol on his sweatshirt, on the hoodie that he had on. And it's a triangle within a triangle. It's like 3 triangles. It's a triangle and it goes around and it comes in. It starts with a bigger triangle and go to a smaller triangle and to a smaller triangle. It's like 3 triangles in one. That was visible right on the camera as he was walking out. Tell you how comfortable this boy was. This was in the wee hours of the morning. It was still black dark outside. That boy left there with that baby. Whether he was sexually abused or not, that boy was triggered. He was told he's under mind control and he was told to go kidnap that boy. How I know the boy was familiar with the house, that boy came back at 7, 8 o'clock that next morning. Went through the same door, walked through the same house, the same 5 teenagers in there, the same mother in there. They all still supposedly sleep. He walks in there again. He was going to get the second, the twin. They was twins. They was a set of twins, 4-year-olds. He was going to get the other. I think the boy was beginning to wake up, and he went on and left out. He decided not to do it. Right after that, you see the boy waking up, and he looking for his brother. He calling out his name. That boy walked out of there. What kind of burglars you know go to somebody's house twice? It's one thing for a burglar to break in your house in the middle of the night. It's something totally else when they come back in broad daylight and you at home both times. The whole family. And they know their way. They don't steal nothing. They don't take nothing. They don't break nothing. They don't run into nothing. They don't knock nothing over. They go straight to the baby's room. That boy had been there before. That woman is a stone cold mess fiend. So right after this, the little 4-year-old boy, he ended up being found dead on the side of the street. Some sources say that he was sexually abused. He was killed. He was on the side of the road. Some woman ended up finding his body, supposedly. Now, at first, they tried to lie and say, oh, they didn't know the boy. Then they changed the story and they say, oh, yeah, we have seen him before. He stayed in the neighborhood. He stayed down the street, around the corner. Then they turned around and they say, oh, yeah, he done been to the house before, but I came home one day and he was around my daughters and I told him not to be in my house no more. She lied. She a lie. That boy hadn't kicked it with them before. He done been around there before. He probably didn't spend the night at their house before. No coincidence. Of course, they got to set everything up. And this is how you know when somebody is not only a target, but their family is involved in also setting them up to be a sacrifice. Right after this happened, and they identified that boy, all the neighbors all of a sudden come out. Oh, yeah, he been a nuisance in the neighborhood. He's been acting a fool. He was going through the neighborhoods, breaking people's camera. And he was walking in people's yards and looking in people's fences and things. He's real disturbed. He would walk around threatening people and everything. Even his family came out and said, yeah, you know, he been having some mental health issues. That's how you know when the person's not only a target, but the family in on it and setting them up to be sacrificed. That boy under mind control, and he was triggered. That shit was set up, and he was told to do that. The woman that got on there, her and an old man or whoever he was to her, sat up there and talked to the media. Played pretend like they had nothing to do. They didn't know nothing about the 6-year-old boy coming up missing. Then word is she at the hotel. And it's this storage. Little storage, a duffel bag or whatever the boy in. 6-year-old boy dead in there. You just chilling in here with a dead baby body. So now they have apprehended her. And I'm letting you know that the satanic powers that be is behind that also. I want to speak on something else too. I've been wanting to speak on it for a while, but I'm getting real tired of the BS. And so ain't nobody going to keep me from speaking. See, there are many different targets in the world. And see, more often than not, people like myself who is just regular, everyday, average Joe people, you don't pay no attention to. You don't want to listen to. But it's a lot of people who are being targeted. Most of the things that you see and hear on the news, you may think these are isolated events, random incidents, random occurrences, random crimes taking place. This crap is being set up. There is nothing that goes on. I don't know nothing about nobody else's country. I do know these things are going on. A lot of things is going on in other people's countries. But there is nothing that goes on in the United States of America that these satanic powers that be don't know about and control it. They have technology to induce riots. They have technology to put people under without your knowledge. They can make all types of things happen. They can make violence happen. These random killings that you see, they can make all of this stuff happen. And they sit back and they watch it. They trigger people to go out and murder people. They trigger folk to rob folk. They trigger folk to kill folk. See, that's what you have to understand. And see, the way they keep their hands clean is that this is who they use. They use their targets. They use them as patsies. And once they think they got you, you under their programming enough, they got you under mind control enough, and you are fully controllable to where you under a hypnotic state and under mind control so severe that they can trigger. This is when they set up their staged events, and this is when you see some random person go and shoot up their job. This is when you see somebody go and kill up their whole family. This is when you see a mass shooting at the movie theaters or anywhere, or somebody get in a car and mow down a group of people. This is being set up. That's why they're called staged events. And a lot of people, even your supposed truthers, see, most of the times they only can identify staged events as being the big, broad, major events like your 9/11s, your Columbines, your Sandy Hooks and things. Those were staged events too, set up by the satanic powers that be. But see, they run and rule and controlling things even on a lower level. Even amongst people that you think is just regular, everyday, average Joe, nobody's, just regular citizens. I'm going to speak on something else too. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. Everybody, supposedly, allegedly, according to what sources say, is somehow a sexual predator. It amazes me how so many sexual predators in the world, except for these folks, these folks, these elites that high up in power, these folks that's in these prominent positions and everything. The ones that rule everybody else, something wrong with everybody else in the world except for them, right? Get the hell up out of here. So what I'm going to speak on right now, I actually been waiting for a long time to speak on. And so, because I was listening and I was watching and I was taking it all in. But now I'm going to speak on it. And I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel, because I know what I know. I know what I feel and I know what I see. Now, anybody in the know that there's a whole lot of freaky, creepy goings on that happens in the industry, in the government, and beyond. That is matter of fact. But I know bullshit when I see it. So I'm going to say this. It is no coincidence that targeted individuals, those like myself and many other people who are online in various different places, because you have people of all different walks of life who have come out and made it public that they have been targeted by the government, by a higher power, and different things that's going on, because you can't even make this shit up. You wouldn't even know about it unless you going through it. Unless you happen to be going through it and you trying to explain it to somebody else, okay? People shorten targeted individuals by saying we are TIs. It's no coincidence that it's called that, targeted individuals, and it's no coincidence that it is given the nickname as TI. So when I look at Clifford Harris, aka